Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from the Big Cahoon 43. Work my hours or I'll find someone else who will. So, there I was, working at a mid-size IT firm as a software developer. My team had always been pretty laid back, focusing on results rather than the exact hours we were glued to our desk. Our projects were delivered on time, our clients were happy, and our team morale was high. That is until we got a new project manager. Let's call him Dave. Dave was fresh from a highly regimented corporate background and had ideas about proper workplace management, which basically meant micromanaging everything. He'd schedule unnecessary daily status meetings, demand we fill out hourly work logs, and insist that everyone strictly adhere to a 9 to 5 office work hours with minimal breaks. One day, during one of his infamous efficiency crackdowns, he sent out an email with a new policy that all coding must be done strictly within office hours to ensure collaboration and supervision, which was ridiculous because creative work like coding often requires flexible hours for maximum productivity, which is true. I don't do coding, I know someone who does, but I do art, and I see coding as an art. And that isn't, a regimented thing. You just do it. That's the trade-off when you do something artistic like that. You work long hours, and that's why I kind of see coding as an art. Because if you get spaghetti code, bad art, it's gonna be garbage. You need that good art, that good code. But back to it. But Dave was adamant, and he ended his email with, "If you think you can find a loophole, think again. Follow the rules, or we'll get someone who will." Challenge accepted, Dave. I decided to comply meticulously. I coded strictly between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Not a minute earlier, not a second later. If I encountered a bug or was in the middle of some complex piece of code, too bad. 5 p.m. means the end, no matter what. My teammates, fed up with being treated like school children, followed my lead. The results were predictable. Projects that usually took a couple weeks started dragging on. Tasks that we could have completed in days with a bit of overtime took much longer because we couldn't capitalize on the burst of late afternoon productivity we were used to. Our workflow was severely disrupted, and the quality of our work started to deteriorate. Dave noticed. Of course, he had to answer to upper management for the sudden drop in productivity and the lack of commitment, which he knew was a result of our dissatisfaction with his new policy. When upper management called for an impromptu Zoom meeting with the entire team at 4:30 p.m. to address the ongoing project delays, the entire team logged in to explain our situation. In the meeting, Dave spent half an hour shifting the blame and berating individual team members. He didn't even mention the 9 to 5 policy that led to this whole situation. As the clock ticked towards 5 p.m., the tension in the virtual room was palpable, and our team hatched a plan over text. Right on cue. As the clock struck 5 p.m., one of the employees spoke up. "In compliance with Dave's 9 to 5 rule, we must log off now." Without missing a beat, every team member clicked leave meeting, leaving a stunned Dave to face the executives alone. This abrupt mass exit highlighted the impracticability of Dave's rigid policy, making it clear to the executives that change was necessary. The incident, quickly dubbed as the 5 o'clock Zoom exodus, led to another meeting where Dave was publicly admonished and instructed to abolish his strict rules in favor of more flexibility. As for me and my team, we made sure to celebrate our little victory with a well-deserved happy hour after 5 p.m. Of course. I will never understand why people come into a well-working machine that gets everything done, that's getting results, and then tries to change it. If I was coming in as the boss, I'd be like, "Oh, you guys got it under control, keep doing what you're doing, and we're fantastic." It's always some young gung-ho idiot comes in and goes, "I'm gonna make my mark," and you guys are, well, he thinks you guys are, well, children, and he thinks he has to monitor you guys and all that. Of course you can't get anything done under, that type of management. Nobody wants someone hovering over them 24/7, especially someone in this type of field doing coding and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's an art, and I don't want people bugging me when I'm trying to make some art. So that was fantastic. Good for you guys. Our next one comes from Competition Extreme 36. Middle manager wants to replace his coworkers with AI? I'll let him throw the first stone. I own a managed service provider, an MSP, firm, which provides cloud computing services to clients. Business is good enough to pay my employees a respectable wage, while offering them a good work-life balance. I have never had to lay off a single employee yet. Ooh, that's fantastic, man. Keep it up. I hired a senior IT technician as a middle manager. Let's call him Harry. Harry seems to have gone off the rails about AI. He started to micromonitor our coworkers to an unacceptable extent, and he's always kept on pestering me to investigate how I could use ChatGPT and other AI technologies to reduce employee cost. Oh, that's messed up. Frankly, this rubbed me the wrong way. Harry does not have a stake in any of his coworkers losing their jobs, and his constant micromanaging has become an issue. Plus, I have had a look at ChatGPT, and there is simply no way it could replace any of my technical employees. ChatGPT has no agency, nor can it deal with clients, nor can it see the computer screen to troubleshoot jack shite. However, ChatGPT could easily replace a middle manager, assuming someone else takes on the additional responsibility daily. You see, ChatGPT has certain plugins and a code interpreter mode, which can do calculations and process spreadsheets as input-output. This can decimate the workload of a middle manager, at least in our firm, allowing the responsibilities to be absorbed by another senior employee, me in this case. I kept this in mind, and I have been shadowing Harry's job for the past few months. A stellar employee, retired last week, I approached Harry and told him I took his suggestions to heart and have decided to automate his role with AI. I told him he could accept his redundancy package or be retained in Azure. He chose to be retained in Azure. Unfortunately for Harry, he'll lose the comfy privileges of being middle manager entails. Fortunately for our coworkers, they'll have an impartial AI making decisions. Fortunately for me, I won't have to pay for a redundant role. Ah, it looks like he's been hoisted by his own petard. I don't know why he brought that up to you. I think that's hilarious. He opened Pandora's box, and you turned it straight towards him, and now he got burnt. Good. I think that's hilarious. My thoughts on AI. Not much we can do about it. It's gonna be here. It's gonna stay. I don't think we can stop it. Personally, I'm on the art side, where it generates art, and I use that for my thumbnails. But I, paint my own stuff. I do want to start doing other videos with more like covering TV shows and stuff like that, but still do these. That's why I tried the manga stuff. It was a little test run. Not sure if I liked it. Yeah, I don't know. But OP, that was really funny that you used his own weapon against him. And our next one comes from, I don't think I can, Syphilis? I think it's Syphilis. I don't think it's the other thing. 24. You want to put what in a brand new Camaro? Years ago, in the early 80s, fresh out of high school, I worked in a stockroom of a now defunct department store. One day, I get a call to load someone's driveway sealer in a customer's car. I show up and at the operator's window. The customer shows me their receipt. They head to the parking lot to retrieve their vehicle. They pull up in a brand new Chevy Ballerina Camaro with a white interior. He asked me to put 3 large buckets of the driveway sealer behind the front seats on the floor. I told him that's not a good idea. He insisted that's what he wanted, so that's what I did. I lifted one of the buckets over to move it, and there was a black ring on his brand new carpet. He obviously pitched a fit, asking for the manager, etc., etc. I had the operator page my manager. He shows up to assess the situation and asks me what happened. I explained to him that I tried to talk him out of it. He looks at the guy in the eye and tells him that's his problem. I mean, that sucks for the guy, but like you said, like your manager said, that's his problem. You tried to stop him. If he wanted to mess up his nice white carpets, oh well. That is pretty freaking funny though, and that sucks for that guy. Those carpets are probably done. That's why I try not to buy a lot of white clothes or have white, furniture, because they're easy to stain. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.